Hello and welcome to my unboxing and first look at the Mechanicum Questoris Knights Magaera set, or Magaera, however you want to call it. A set of these two Questoris Knights will cost you £35. It's a huge amount of money just for two small, Questoris size knights, especially when you consider a box set of three plastic ones is £26. So these are £9 more expensive and you get one less. It's hard to justify. You could take the route of there's a little slightly bit more detail, but of course it's resin. It's harder to work with. You're gonna have to wash it, you're gonna have to clean the parts more thoroughly, and then there's the super glue issue as well that you're gonna have to use instead of the plastic glue. If I was in charge, I'd have all of the knights and all of the models actually in plastic for Adeptus Titanicus, and then have just like the different weapon options available in resin, like the warlord weapons and things, but there we go. Anyway, this set here will be very similar to the Knight Styrics set that I just recently unboxed. I'm probably doing like a week of Adeptus Titanicus unboxings and reviews, or 2 weeks of them, because I like to keep a similar kind of format. So the Magaera, the difference between the Magaera and the Styrics is the Magaera does have this big lightning cannon, and it has the same siege claw, the Hecaton siege claw. I think they both have Hecaton siege claws. I don't know where I'm getting the word Gyges siege claw from, but well. Anyway, you've got the lightning cannon barrel, and it explains how that goes together. Again, it's got cabling as well that I think goes to the back of the knight. They look pretty straightforward to put together. I've got to say a big thank you to Ed, you know who you are, who has donated all of these Adeptus Titanicus models to the channel. Again, without everybody's support, I couldn't do this. I couldn't keep releasing daily content and the amount of content that I do. So thank you, massive thank you to everyone that supports the channel. Everyone that subscribes, watches the videos, are members, and supports me on Patreon as well. You've got the lightning cannon there rules and the Hecaton siege claw rules. This is the banner, so keep this, safe as you're building it. You've got the small instruction guide, which you probably need glasses for. But let's unbox this and have a look. So this was checked September 2021. So a little bit later in the year compared to the July of the Styrics models, so maybe these have sold a little bit more, maybe. But anyway, here are the carapace for these, and they look to be exactly the same. Let me just find the Styrics. Yeah, as I thought, they are exactly the same carapace, no changes whatsoever. So Forge World can just kind of pump these out and fit them into these Styrics and Magaera box sets. Still lovely looking pieces, lots of detail, lots of rivets, very faithful to the larger sets. Just because I've got 4 of these Mechanicum Questoris Knights does not mean in any shape of the word that I'm going to have 4 full-size ones. They're very expensive now. Everything on Forge World is expensive. It's getting to that, bit too expensive price point for me now, Forge World models, compared to what they used to be with the price increases and things. You've got a set of legs. Now again, I think these are exactly the same as the Styrics ones. Bit of cleanup to do in between those cables. That's going to be tricky, but a nice challenge. You've got the torsos and the chests, which I think are going to be exactly the same as the others, as the Styrics. You've got the claws. Now, I would go on a limb and say they're a little bit different. They seem a bit different. I can't believe that they've sculpted brand new claws for them, but they have. Look, this is the Styrics claws. They have the Magaera claws are a bit more squared off and different shape for the fingers. So they have, there you go, that's the big difference. It's great that I've got the both of the sets so I can give you a comparison straight away. You've got two 40mm bases, you've got the feet, same Questoris Knight feet, I think, as you're used to. You've got these shielding for the lightning cannons and the cabling, unique to this set. You've got the point defense weapons, which I think these are plasma fusils rather than the graviton guns of the Styrics. And the heads, I prefer the heads of these Magaeras. This is the thing, I prefer the weapons of the Styrics, but I prefer the heads of the Magaera. Now, you could, if you have both of these sets, swap the heads around. So there's that option too. So that's unique to the set as well. And then you've got some unique claw fingers, which are more squared, and they have the extra grooving on the tips. You've got the unique lightning cannons as well, and the assembly for them. They're very nicely detailed, I like them. They're pretty cool. And then you've just got the shoulder mounts, which are exactly the same as in the Styric set. So there you go, that's all the parts for the Questoris Knight Magaera. A similar set, other than the heads, the fingers, the weapon shields, the weapons themselves, you know, all of the weapons themselves actually. But the things that are exactly the same are the legs, the torsos, the bodies, the carapace, the arm mounts, and the feet and toes. It's just the weapons really and the heads that are different. Again, looking at this now, I can see why they've bundled these Questoris Knights in a pair, because you know, this is so much easier to do than have this weapon and then like the Volkite, you know, having two different types. And again, this is much easier just to duplicate two pieces of the same and put them on one gate than have one of one and one of the other. I mean, if they couldn't do that and they had to have a specific gate for a specific weapon, that would be a bit of a waste. And also you're just duplicating it. You're looking at an extra 5 you know, gates, 5 extra unique pieces in the set, which would have increased the price even more, I'm thinking. So I can see now why they've duplicated them. And this is the thing, you don't really get that perspective just looking at the website, just looking at the web store. You get a better perspective looking at the models in person to see if they actually, you know, take your fancy, and also when you get hold of them as well. Which I hope that this unboxing and then the upcoming review will help you further. But what do you guys think of my initial impressions of these? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments as always. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.